I sued my parents for my college money. My parents had been promising me my entire life that they'd pay for college. Every time grades came out, every parent-teacher conference, every family dinner when colleges came up, they'd always say, "Don't worry, honey, we've got money saved for your education." I worked my butt off in high school because I thought college was handled. Well, senior year rolls around and I'm getting accepted to schools. My dream school was this really good state university about 3 hours away. Not crazy expensive, but still like 25 grand a year. I got in and was so excited. When I told my parents, they just looked at each other weird. That's when my dad drops the bomb. "Actually, sweetie, we spent your college fund last year on the kitchen renovation." I just stared at them. This wasn't some emergency medical bill or job loss situation. They ripped out perfectly good countertops and cabinets to put in fancy granite and stainless steel everything. I asked them what I was supposed to do about college. My mom just shrugged and said, "Take out loans like everyone else, it builds character." Character? I'd been banking on this money my whole life, made decisions based on it. I could have worked more in high school or applied for way more scholarships if I'd known. So I'm sitting there looking at these people who basically lied to me for 18 years. And my dad has the nerve to say, "Well, maybe you should have applied yourself more for scholarships." Applied myself more? I had a 3.8 GPA and played 2 sports. I did apply myself. That weekend I went to my aunt's house, my mom's sister who's a paralegal. I told her everything and she got this look on her face. She said, "Honey, in this state, if parents promise to pay for education and you make decisions based on that promise, it's called detrimental reliance. You might have a case." At first I thought she was crazy. Sue my own parents? But the more I thought about it, the madder I got. They had 17 years to tell me the truth. 17 years to say, "Hey, maybe get a job and save money too." Instead, they let me believe I was set. My aunt helped me find a lawyer who specialized in family stuff. Turns out there was this case from like 10 years ago, where a kid successfully sued his parents for college money they'd promised. The lawyer said we had a decent shot since I had witnesses. My grandparents, my uncle, even family friends who'd heard my parents promise this money over the years. The whole thing was so awkward. We had to sit in this conference room with a mediator, me on one side with my lawyer, my parents on the other with theirs. My mom kept crying about how I was destroying the family. My dad just looked angry the whole time. Their lawyer tried to argue that kids aren't entitled to their parents' money for college, but my lawyer had emails my parents sent to relatives talking about my college fund, and even a savings account statement from when I was 16 that literally had my name on it with education fund in the title. The mediator finally said that while parents don't owe kids college money, they can't make promises that significantly impact a kid's life choices and then just back out. Since I had proof of their promises and could show I made different choices because of them, I had a case. We ended up settling out of court. My parents agreed to pay for 3 years of in-state tuition plus books. It wasn't everything I wanted, but it was way better than the massive debt I was looking at. They also had to cover my legal fees, which was like 2 grand. The weirdest part is my parents acted like I was this horrible, ungrateful kid for the whole thing. They told everyone that I sued them over money like some kind of gold digger, but like, it wasn't even about the money really. It was about the lying, about making me believe something my whole life and then pulling the rug out when it mattered most. Now I'm a junior in college and we barely talk. They didn't come to my graduation from high school because they said I embarrassed the family, whatever.